Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video place while you're working, try doing a matte top coat first. I started doing it a while ago and it just became a routine. Anytime I don't little bit like a giant pumpkin patch where no pumpkin is perfect, especially out in nature. Something's always a little bit lopsided or not so symmetrical, and adds to the beauty of nature and also adds to the beauty of a design like this where they don't all have to look the same. In fact, they look better when they're not all the same. So I'm starting with the outlines over here, and I'm using this dark brown over here and a teeny tiny, very, very thin brush to create the lines and outline of the pumpkin. So I'm just going around and making sure that the two center, I'm going to call them like parentheses, because that's kind of like the shape. They're kind of like sloped half circles, crescents. Making sure that the two center ones face each other as opposed to facing in the same direction, so that it creates this round bulbous shape. It makes it look a little bit funky and gives it this rounded effect. Because I am using a flat nail and 2D designs, having the parentheses facing each other in the middle, or even somewhere along the side, and then having them curve away from each other in opposite directions, kind of like how you would depict like the cycle of the moon, where it's like a crescent, then it becomes a half moon, and then it starts to turn into a crescent in the opposite direction. In that kind of sense, you want to have the curves, the parentheses facing away from each other, so that it creates this rounded effect in a 2D design. So I'm just going to do that over here, just outlining all of the different colors, all the different pumpkins, and I'm sharing in between like every couple that I do, because I don't want to accidentally smudge my work while I'm working. So I'm going to do the outlines first, and then when I'm done with the different parentheses over here, and I kind of just work one pumpkin at a time. Sometimes I did a couple at the same time, and then cured that, as long as they weren't pumpkins like too close together, because I didn't want to risk messing something up or smudging something with my hand. So that's definitely something that is up to you. If you feel like you can just do it in one go, that's really cool, and you can definitely do that. It definitely takes more time if you cure in between. I was just doing a quick like 15-second cure in between just to make sure that I didn't accidentally ruin my work. And then after I do all of that, I'm going to give everything a full 60-second cure. I just like doing that because once I finish each like step design. So in between the different pumpkins, when I placed down different colors, I did just a quick flash cure, and then after all of them I did a full 60-second cure, and the outlines, did a couple of outlines, flash cure, and then after all the outlines and design and like shaping was done, then I did a full cure after that, just to make sure everything is fully in place. And then for the pumpkins that are a little bit more like stand out-ish, I added some of these green little stems over here. So not all of them got it because they're all piled on top of each other, and some of them are hidden under others, but wherever it looked like it would fit, I threw in some of these little stems. And now I'm using this really, really dark green color, it's like almost black, to create these little like viney twirls coming off of the pumpkins, just to give it a little bit more detailing, and just to make it feel a little bit more textured and a little bit more, very realistic, but it's just to give it more of a unique effect. Sometimes, oftentimes, with a design like this, all the detailing and different textures and different colors really adds to the design and creates a little bit more of visual intrigue. So similar idea with what I'm going to do with these leaves over here. I actually googled what pumpkin leaves look like, and apparently there are a bunch of different what pumpkin leaves can look like depending on the variety of pumpkins. So I just went with a simple three-pointed leaf over here, and then I'm using some of the darker green, and I'm using a big brush over here, as you saw, to create like smudging and shadowing, because leaves come in a bunch of different colors, and a lot of the colors, a lot of the leaves that I saw, I just googled and especially because when leaves are out in the sun for a long time, like they are pumpkin patches, they tend to get discolored. So in nature, you find that pumpkin leaves have a bunch of different green. So like I said before, with pumpkins, sometimes adding in different texture and different colors, shading, shadowing, stuff like that can just add to the intrigue, the visual intrigue to the design of the nail, which is again why I went for so many different colored greens. Of course, you don't need to have so many different colored greens. If you don't want to, you can keep it more simple. It's a very, very subtle addition that I used this dark green to add some of the shading and coloring in, but I think it does make a big difference once you see the whole look together. So I like adding stuff like that where it's really easy, you can't really do wrong, and it just takes it to the next level. It looks impactful without too much work, because you never want to work too hard, but you do always want to have, or at least for me, I like having here. Again, another reason why I went for so many different shades of green and creating some of the veining that leaves have. So trying to be very subtle with it, trying to be very thin as possible, using a very, very thin brush to just create very soft veining along the and then afterwards we're going to do an outline, and that just also brings the rest of the design together. I find that when doing different shapes, different nature effects, different stuff like that, doing an outline to the designs of this, just making it obvious, is another way to just add a subtle oomph to the nail without to the design in general, without making it too complicated. Because once you have a shape done, once it's there, just adding extra color, adding extra texture, it's all about the visual, of course, and that just adds an extra layer to it. So pumpkin leaves, I found they tended to be a little bit on the jagged side, the ones that were more like this three-pointed shape. So I'm allowing my hand to be a little bit shaky, not trying to get perfect lines over here. And again, if you're thinking about leaves out in nature, sometimes they grow big and beautiful and they're perfect in their shape and symmetry, and then oftentimes they're not. Sometimes they grow a little bit gnarled, sometimes weather and different natural elements create a little bit more rugged look. So again, is that you enjoy about doing these nature, leafy, flowery, floral, pumpkin-y, fruit designs, like anything that is involving with nature. I love those kinds of designs because nature itself is imperfect, and it's beautiful in its imperfection. So I love designs like that because it's okay to get it a little bit wrong, and in fact, adding a little bit of jagged edges or a little bit of unsymmetrical lines actually can enhance the design and just to make it a little bit more perfectly imperfect as nature herself is. And then I've added just a few tiny, very light strokes of the dark color within the leaf again to just add texture and more depth to the design. And again, using this dark color to create pumpkin vines. So just creating some swirls and twirls, really